This is the time to travel. Every baby boomer can feel the urge. It's time to get up and go and visit the world. Waiting in the wings with all the right advice, experience and know-how about travel is Gerard Murphy from Bon Voyage.
Gerard Murphy from Bon Voyage, Cruises and Travel. How are you, Gerard?
Well, thank you. How are you?
What a devastating week we've had. It must have caused chaos.
In terms of travel, it's surprising how fast things get going again. The airport was not closed for long after they had emergency flights in and personnel and equipment, and they were underway again the next day virtually. So it's that's underway. People are starting to get to where they need to be. Sitting in Auckland, you watch the images on TV, and you see similar images worldwide on TV, but when you
see it in Christchurch.
Well, every so often there's one image or one little video clip that really gets to you, and it's hard to know we're up here and we can't do a hell of a lot.
Well, Gerard, it's travel as usual, and just for the three people left in New Zealand that don't know who Bon Voyage, Cruises and Travel, just a little bit of history about the company. You're in Parnell, of course.
We are, absolutely, with my wife. We started originally out in Pakuranga, moved into Parnell 4 years ago. So we do all travel, but cruising's one of our major specialities.
What is it about cruising that you like? Obviously,
it's in my blood. I, from Irish, German stock, but my German great-grandfather was involved in shipping in Samoa and Tonga way back in the late 1880s, 1890s, that sort of time frame. Unfortunately, we believe he had 6 or 7 ships at one stage, but didn't believe in insurance apparently, and lost them all in one cyclone. So
one cyclone?
Apparently that's the rumour. Yeah. It could be that somewhere in between the generations someone else spent all the money. We're not quite sure. So it's been in my blood, and I started out, and my first job was working for P&O Shipping in the early days of containerisation, and moved on to the travel side and to the cruising side of P&O. So it's always been a pet love of mine.
What would be a great cruise this week? What would be a great cruise?
We've spoken a few times over the last 18 months or so about Alaska and Canada particularly.
We have. We're doing it again.
We're doing it again, early in September. So, but one we have had a lot of people asking for has been to combine the Rockies with a good Alaska cruise. So this year in June, a good friend of mine, Murray Scott, is escorting this tour for us, because he's a very skilled tour escort. I worked with him years ago back at P&O, but he moved on to Kontiki and other places, and he's been involved in managing tour companies and leading tours for quite some time. So I can't spend all the time out of the office for this one, so Murray has kindly volunteered to lead the tour, and he's a very good tour escort. So we've really picked the highlights for this tour. The tour goes to Vancouver for a couple of nights, just a bit of introduction to Canada, then flies across to Calgary, where we join our own version of a tour with Rocky Mountaineer, which are one of the top range tour companies in Canada. The tour starts in Calgary, includes the beautiful city of Banff, then to the real highlights of Jasper and Lake Louise.
Sounds wonderful. And
then finally joins the Rocky Mountaineer train, which is a real must-do for everybody.
Is that the one with the little lookouts on the top of the... that's one.
They're two-storey with the big skylight windows, and the service on those is top of the range. So you spend 2 days on the train. You don't sleep on the train. It stops in a place called Kamloops. Everyone gets off, goes to the hotels, nice rest with a real bed, and then back on the train next day back into Vancouver.
Hey, that's great, isn't it? I mean, there's nothing worse than trying to sleep on a train, is there?
Oh no, some of them are fantastic, but it's just a different way of doing it. And Rocky Mountaineer are renowned for their service. So after that, we're back into Vancouver for a couple more nights, and of course the Bon Voyage farewell dinner.
That sounds great.
And then joining Holland America in Vancouver for a 7-night cruise through the Inside Passage up to all the wonderful Alaska ports.
Holland America, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cruise line, isn't it?
Oh, they are. They've got a huge history, obviously, that with the name. They started by taking immigrants, particularly from Europe, particularly Holland, across to New York and places like that. But they were one of the pioneers of Alaska cruising. They've been based in Seattle for quite some time, quite a number of years, probably But they've been based in Alaska for quite some time, and they really pioneered the Alaskan cruising.
So this is the 19th of June.
A total of 4 nights in Vancouver.
Yes, 4 nights.
Got a 6-night top-of-the-range tour with Rocky Mountaineer, plus that wonderful 7-night Holland America cruise.
Wow.
It's a great trip.
Wow. I'm waiting.
You're still waiting for the price. Okay, prices start from $10,500 for an inside cabin.
Yes.
And we've got particularly sharp pricing on the Ocean View cabins on this one, so it's only another $500.
Well, that's 11,000.
And the balcony cabin, which I know you would always like,
12,250.
250. To help people get all the information, we're having an Alaska cruise seminar next Wednesday.
Okay, what date's that, Gerard?
Wednesday the 9th of March.
Wednesday, the 9th of March.
As you know, we do those in our office in Cleveland Road in Parnell.
8A Cleveland Road.
There's always a wine or a beer or a juice, and of course some lovely snacks.
They need to get hold of you, don't they?
Yeah, just give us a ring at the office, email us. We can be contacted all sorts of ways, as you know.
Well,
our website, onvoyage.co.nz.
Yeah.
On the phone at 0800 266 869.
Well, the seminar's going to be great because it gives you a chance for them to really hear all the details.
Yes.
We have a short amount of time on this program, but with a glass of wine in your hand, you can really hear all the details.
Absolutely.
That'll be great. Gerard Murphy, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Certainly.